Okay, hi now. I during the break was trying to get this to work on Cross Tekken, but I actually haven't messed with it at all, even in Street Fighter 4. So James instead is going to screw around with it for just a little bit.
Oh, well.
What were you doing?
I was trying to do low fierce into... Oh, wait, I can't even... I'm trying to do ultra motions. There's no...
There's no ultras, yeah.
There's
Supers.
no ultras motions in this game, yeah. Here, we can just have people...
Yeah, just briefly. We just want to see if this even works.
Right.
We're not going to spend too much time on this part of it.
Can I hit a button to reset it? No, I can't.
No.
I have to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that was not good. But yeah, go ahead and keep talking about stuff, so...
Well, what I wanted to talk about actually was another game entirely.
Oh, okay, okay.
I wanted to talk about Killer Instinct, in fact.
Oh, yes. So that's coming out... Is it coming out Monday, or what's the launch date?
I think it's coming out on Friday when the Xbox One comes out.
It's Friday that it's coming.
It's a release.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what day the Xbox is coming out. Obviously, I care that much, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah. Let's see if this is work.
No,
It seems like it might not.
Oh, let's go back. People can stare at me, watch me staring blankly at the monitor while they listen. I mean, you're on the screen, so they'll have plenty to look at, so it's all good.
So I watched quite a bit. Oh, you got it?
No. That was just me doing it. So.
So I watched the Spooky stream where they had Filthy Rich over in New York. He was playing with a bunch of the guys that they had, and I watched quite a bit of that stream of a Killer Instinct I'm talking about, and in particular Filthy Rich versus CD Jr.
Oh, okay.
CD Jr. seems like he's played the game before,
Right.
and he knew a little bit about what to do.
Yeah, a lot of guys seem to be working on the guide. Like, it looks like Rip has been working on the guide and stuff like that. So I think he actually has a lot of experience with the game and stuff too.
Okay.
So.
And to be honest, it looked quite interesting, I thought.
Okay.
So he used, let's see, Sadira, Glacius, Chief Thunder. They call him Thunder in the game, like it says Thunder.
Okay.
Chief Thunder.
I
Obviously.
thought you were about to call him Thugor or something.
No, I was gonna say Thunderhawk, and I was like, oh, reel yourself in.
Oh, gotcha.
And Jago. So he used 4.
Okay.
And so you have brought up the issue of combos looking the same for everybody.
Yes.
And actually, not really.
Okay.
A little different. So Glacius, for example, had this combo where he was doing like dual on little kick through the ground from really far, and he had a combo with that. He had this whole far range combo.
Right.
And at one point, when he was a little closer as he started it, he then went into a closer combo.
Right.
With Glacius, so he could like kind of do it differently.
Right. My whole thing with Glacius, I think he should have only been able to do it far away, like effectively. Like he could do combos close up, but they just weren't. They were ass. That's what I would have wanted. Right? Okay. Because the problem is, if you get in on Glacius and he starts to hit you, he can still do a combo. That's my problem.
He has a dragon punch anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if he's as assed out as like a Dhalsim is. He doesn't really seem like a Dhalsim character to me, even though he has pretty long normals. Or I don't know if even those are normals, the air ones.
Right.
But he looked like a cool character, I thought. He had some little interesting mix-ups. I didn't even know what some of them were, but like CD Jr. was getting hit by some of them. So I don't know if they were frame traps or what. He had something going on. Sadira's movement was really cool, I gotta say. Like, her movement was really sick. Double jump and a little Spidey zip.
Yeah, if you remember, there was one episode where I was talking about how I said I was watching Bucktooth play, and it kind of made me feel a little better about the game. It was a Sadira Glacius match, for sure. So it was those 2 characters. So.
Okay. And Chief Thunder, he looks like a pretty solid grappler. His super, I don't forget what the name is. Maybe like Shadow Move or something.
The Shadow.
I don't even know if that's super.
Yeah.
Anyway, Spooky said that it's 5 frame startup.
Whoa.
As a grab.
Oh, okay, as a grab. Okay.
So I'm not really sure how you're gonna use that. I always wonder about that with grab supers that are not 1 frame. Is it an anti-air? You fall into it? I don't know.
Gotcha.
I mean, we'll see, I guess. But he had some good mix-ups. When he goes into his instinct mode, he like switches side to side because he can dash through you in his instinct mode. It's kind of cool looking. Jago looks really boring. He looks like a boring Ryu character.
I mean,
that seems like an effective.
But they have to have one.
You gotta
right?
have one.
Yeah.
You gotta have one. They're almost always effective. They're very rarely bad. So he had, he looks fine, but he just looks boring. It's whatever. Okay. Not very remarkable. But I mean, when they got up close, like and got combos going. Like, Sadira had some combo that involved her, like, flipping around a little bit. Glacius had, like I said, the far range one. Thunder had ones. As you're comboing the opponent and they're standing, you can go into a grab reset instead. Like,
Right.
So, there are some variations in the characters. They're not all the same. And certainly in the neutral game, it looks pretty interesting. I feel like Jago is as boring as could possibly be in the neutral game. Because he just looks like he's walking around with footsies and, like, pressing, whatever you do with Ryu. You can tell I don't really like that. But the other ones, Glacius, he looks like he has cool movement options.
I mean, I just said this on Twitter, I think today. Was it yesterday? I don't remember, but geez, that's how my brain works now. But I can't even remember what happened earlier today. But I really want to get my hands on this game. I really, really want to play it because there's very little that gives me more pleasure than playing a game with a brand new system and trying to figure it out. I mean, a long time ago, Mike Z brought Skullgirls to my place, and I was just messing with it. And he's like, let's play some versus matches. I was like, no, leave me alone. And I was just doing training mode stuff all day. And that's just how I am. I love playing with new systems. So I would love to see what kind of crazy things you could do to these the combo system in this game. Because it's a very free kind of combo system because the limitation is a hit stun deterioration-esque concept in which all the moves basically combo into each other. The only thing that keeps that prevents the combo from going forever is some arbitrary outside influence, which in Marvel is hit stun deterioration. In Killer Instinct is that bar that goes up and fills up, right? So you have to end it, and then you'll say, "Let me end it with a finisher to do the most damage."
Right.
Mike Z wrote an article why he put in the injury prevention system in Skullgirls and basically said every one of these systems has been broken at some point in time, and that's what I'd want to try to do.
To break it.
I'd want to see if there's a way to like mess it up or something like that. Not to prove anything, but it's just the way a combo person's mind works.
Yeah.
Right? That's just the first thing that you think of.
I mean, that's what I would try to do too, even as somebody who doesn't care about combos. But that's such an important part of that game. In order to play it correctly, I feel like I would have to like maximize my BS, which is largely, not largely, but a significant degree of the combos. So it comes out on Friday.
Like I said, I really want to play this.
Yeah.
But I don't know how. I can't justify $700 for this thing, so
I'm not buying it. Yeah. I mean, I really wish those guys all the luck, and I hope they all become millionaires. I'm not buying an Xbox One in the foreseeable future. Maybe at some future date if they change, a little bit how the Xbox works, etc. But it's not something I'm going to get now.
But if I get an Xbox One, that may be the end of UltraChenTV because you'll never come into my home again unless I cover it with like a lead blanket.
You can just throw it away.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Hey, look.
Spend $100 or something to put in the trash.
I'm already taking one for the team. I bought the Wii U here.
I like it.
Right, so that we can mess with that for research purposes and stuff like that. Right. So it's your turn to get the Xbox One.
That seems like such a fair deal. Yeah. All right. Nope. No. But yeah, I really would like to mess with it too because that stream made me a lot more interested in the game.
That's cool. That's cool.
Like watching somebody who knew what he was doing in Rich versus somebody in CD Junior who also not as well as Rich, but he knew what he was doing more or less. Right. That was cool. It looked interesting. I still. I just don't really care that much about the combos mix-up. The mix-up that's in every combo. Right. But I don't know that I hate that. I don't know that turns me off necessarily. It's just not a selling point for me.
The nice thing about it, right? I mean, honestly, from a game player standpoint, it's the first game where once you start getting comboed, you still have to pay attention. So that's really the kind of the neat part about it, right? You're not just sitting there like, and a lot of times. I mean, what's the Marvel joke now? It's a one-player experience, right? Once Zero hits you, you're not even playing the game anymore. You're just watching yourself slowly die, right? So, Dude, that's what they should add to the game. They should just have a sacrifice character button. To just be like, my character's dead. So you skip, you don't let them build up meter and just let your character die.
What?
If you don't think they're gonna drop the combo. But it's just, you know, that's the interesting part about it. However, I still reiterate the part that scares me the most is that whole mind game during the combo is invisible to people watching it outside of exclamation marks appearing above people's heads. So I'm hoping people can get excited about like the stuff that's happening in the game, but if it ends up being like you spend 60% of the game in the combo, I worry about it from a viewer standpoint.
I can see that, and I don't know, you know, how that's going to turn out, whether the game is mostly going to be played in neutral game and then sometimes you'll find combos, or whether it's going to be combo heavy or whatever.
Exactly.
I will definitely get really sick of combo breaker. Like, I was sick of that after watching that stream.
Well, they said they actually made it a little bit better than it was like in the Evo build, because the Evo build, it was like combo breaker all day, right?
This was, at least at the start of what I watched, was pretty much combo breaker, and then they started to figure each other out, and it was like counter breaker and whatever, or grab reset instead.
I mean, here's the other thing too, right? I mean, the other interesting part is when you combo break somebody, it lowers the damage, and then you save some of your healable health that way or something like that. So like as the combo goes, it's like that white life, right? And if you get the finisher, then it drains that whole thing off. If you combo break, then you have healable health.
Yes.
So the more combo breakers that happen, the longer the match goes, basically. So if everyone keeps combo breaking each other, you're gonna end up with a very long match. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm worried about that as well. So.
There's a tournament for it. Big old 25K tournament.
Yes.
It is, from what I hear, it is a single elim best of one.
Yep. That I think you have to play on pad.
Pad only.
Pad only. It's basically that GameStop Street Fighter 4 tournament again.
I think that was 2 out of 3, wasn't it?
Was it? Oh,
maybe not. No. You know what it was? It was one game, 3 out of 5 rounds.
Oh, okay.
It was multiple rounds.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I don't know if they're doing that for this one, but that's going to be on Friday. It's going to be on the release day.
Well, Killer Instinct is kind of like a Vampire Savior Injustice style, right? It would just be how many meters you have instead of rounds.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, it is, as James says, like Vampire Savior or Injustice. You keep whatever your life bar is when you deplete the other opponent's life bar, and then the opponent regains their new life bar, and then
also
that's it.
So, again, I just want to remind everyone, very critical of Injustice before it came out. I like Injustice now.
That's true.
I haven't played it a lot, right? I wish I could play it more, so I could talk about it better. It sucks to be so enthusiastic about a game that I don't get a chance to play that often, but, you know, so keep that in mind when I have this criticism for Killer Instinct, okay? They keep releasing more and more videos of, like, here's a combo with 3 ultras in it. Here's a combo. Look, the Prima Guide had, like, a teaser that said, like, 200 hit combo for Jago or something like that. Dude, I can't wait to see these combos over and over and over and over and over and over again at the end of every single match.
Even in that set that I watched, there were times when Rich tried to style at the end with like ultra into whatever.
Right.
But then there were also times when he just pressed jab and ended it.
Okay, good.
So he, I think he has probably played it enough.
Yeah.
That he doesn't really care anymore.
Dude, I do not want to see this at tournaments. I mean, basically, if I was a TO, as soon as someone started doing the styling at the end of a game, I would be like, stop, go, move on. We don't need to see this combo.
It might be like fatalities in Mortal Kombat.
Right.
You don't see fatalities that often in high level play at the end of tournament or in tournaments. Yeah, you see it sometimes if somebody like doesn't like the other guy or like wants to style or whatever. Right. But it's rare. You don't see it.
But here's
often.
The thing: is fatalities aren't really styling on somebody. Like, people like to do combos.
Okay. Yeah.
And once they get that opportunity, they'll be like, oh, I get to show off this cool thing that I did. And, it's just like, at that point, it's like, no, please, let's... maybe there's a tournament mode that will just prevent that. I don't know.
Probably not. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see. A couple other games to talk about as well. A little bit of Skullgirls news. Did you see the new art For Eliza?
Yes, and in fact, the artist for it, what's her name?
Her name is
Cakes or something like that. Right?
Mario Cartwright?
I don't know what her real name is. I just know what her...
Yeah, Kinu Cakes.
Kinu Cakes, that's what it is, yeah. She actually tweeted out an animation of it, too, which was really cool to see. Yeah, it looked really good. It looked really good. So.
Yeah, I mean, that game is a really pretty game, and it's got cool designs, so...
So I'm excited to see about Eliza. And actually, unfortunately, the sale ended yesterday. Yeah. So the game was 33% off, right? So instead of $15, it was $10. However, Squiggly is still free. So if you buy her right now, if you buy the game right now and download Squiggly, she'll be free. And I think in a few days, I think on November 22nd, she becomes $5 DLC.
Yeah, that runs out.
So try to purchase that. If you haven't got it and you want to get a free Squiggly, do it now. So.
Also, dude, did you see the trailer for Project M for the update?
Yes.
3.0.
Yes.
That looks so sick.
Dude, it looks so good.
Dude, Samus looks so sick.
The amount of work that they put into that thing and how clean it looks, I always expect to see like all this jankiness, like someone's animation would be like, but like it looks good.
It does. It does.
Good, so
it looks really cool. Like Samus can switch weapons. She still has the far grabs. Her normals look better.
That's
like
right. She can switch the weapons with the taunt.
Right?
The ice. That's so sick. Dude.
I think that's pretty cool, personally. Yeah. But just in general, a lot of the characters look interesting. I thought, definitely.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Someone's saying that it was a timed free release on all platforms. Squiggly was. I don't know. Like, I heard that she's going to cost money after November 22nd or something like that. So
that's what I thought, but I could be wrong about that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But anyway, I thought Project M looked cool. Check that out if you haven't checked it out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You want to take a quick break real quick, and when we come back, we can discuss more ongoing shenanigans of stuff.
Certainly.
Okay. All right. We'll be right back, guys. Let me get back to my... stream production duties here. Okay, here we go. Oh yes, definitely. Here, where's the cover?
You want one? Check this out.
I've got my own, so. Ta-da! Arcade Shock, thank you. They've been sending out cookies to a lot of different people. I'm gonna hold this up. Yeah, there you go.
These are really good cookies.
Are they really good?
I just had one. It's really good, actually.
I have my. They sent us two. They sent one for you and one for me. So I have to get a chance to eat them, but I just haven't done that yet. So.
That might be the second biggest perk I've ever gotten having done this.
Hey, well, we got those Capcom books, right? So yeah, so we've gotten a couple of perks. Yeah.
So obviously PS4 came out. Xbox One is coming out in a few days at the end of this week. And that means that the new console generation is here. And we'd like to talk a little bit about what we think that means for the fighting game community.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, with the biggest thing that, immediately came to my mind was the fact that all the consoles can self-stream. Now, this is not going to be useful, obviously, for mainstreams. Like the one with the commentators and everything like that. But now, theoretically, if, and this is a huge if, the internet venue has enough bandwidth, you could stream every station. Now, of course, it would be raw. There'd be no commentary. There'd be no overlays or whatever like that. But you can try to see your friends play or something like that, right? You don't have to get on, like... I'm sure some people might catch some really amazing matches off stream. Like, what if that T-Hawk guy did beat Punko that 1 year off stream? No one would have guessed it, but it would have sucked if no one had recorded it, right? But in this way...
every year at EVO, there's some big upset.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get put on YouTube video, people who just happen to be there. Like when Yipes lost to a Phoenix Wright player.
Yeah.
Arturo just happened to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not usually the case. So usually we get screwed. Well, not screwed, but we don't get to see it. And it'd be great if we could. And I imagine a situation where, like, the person running that pool, like, just goes on the stream and is like, here's, well, I don't know if you actually, maybe you can't even edit that.
See, I don't think you can do it.
Maybe you can't edit the screen Who
knows, yeah.
Good point. I mean,
if you want to put yourself on camera, then you've got to like buy a ton of PlayStation Eyes or
That's
or
true.
Kinects
That might not be doable.
Yeah, I don't
That
think
might
that'll
not be
work, so.
might not be feasible.
Yeah.
But at least you would get
A
all
chance
the
to
good
see-
stuff.
yeah.
And then maybe later whoever, did the main streaming, Spooky or Level Up or whoever, maybe they could then, edit all of the good ones together and like here's all the best matches from Evo 2014. Yeah.
right.
So I think that would be pretty cool. But you're right, that takes a lot of bandwidth.
Yeah, and
bandwidth is surprisingly super expensive.
dude, we have and small.
And not great.
And not good at a lot of it. I mean, we already have enough tournaments that have enough trouble running one stream.
Right.
We're talking about streaming. Like, if Evo wanted to do that, can you imagine? There's like 40 stations at Evo running at the same time.
That probably wouldn't be doable. Because,
Right.
I mean, already, their bandwidth costs, 2 arms and 2 legs.
Yeah.
And that's... it's ridiculous.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's ridiculous. Because and even at other tournaments, it's always really high. So,
Yeah.
that's a cool idea. I don't know that it's
Yeah,
something that's likely to
be-
come up.
Yeah.
To be honest, it might be more doable for people to just do what some tournaments are starting to do, which is to take it like an LGP or something and just record.
Oh yeah, they did that at Canada.
stations.
They did that at Canada Cup. Yeah,
Right.
they recorded every station, so they had every match. Yeah.
Right. So then, if something really cool happens, they can then put it on a YouTube video.
Attorneys need Google Fiber. Guess we're gonna be running the best majors from Kansas now, right?
Yeah, really.
There you go. So.
Yeah, seriously. Ugh.
Oh man.
At some point, hopefully, we can do that.
Yeah.
Who knows how long in the future? Whenever this whole infrastructure thing gets better, But I think that's a big thing. Other than that, Injustice is out for PS4. Not many people, as far as I've heard, have been playing it competitively, or at least online. In fact, I've seen some posts on both Test Your Might and on Reddit where people say things like, how come nobody's playing Injustice on PS4? Like, I want to play with people, but nobody's online. So,
Well, most people who have a PS4 right now are probably playing like Killzone or something like that, right?
yeah, and also...
not a game that's been out for ever already. So.
Sure, and on top of that, people have it for PS3 or Xbox already.
Okay. I have to address a question here that Bull Bear mentioned here. He
Yeah.
says, how is buying like 20 LGPs cheaper than buying internet for a weekend?
Oh, dude.
Oh, little do you know.
Believe me, I don't think it makes much sense either. But it would be way cheaper.
If you use the internet money to buy LGP, how much is an LGP? Like $200, $300, right?
Yeah.
You could probably buy like a good 50 of them with some internet costs.
You probably would be able to buy 50.
Yeah, for some internet costs over the weekend. I mean, this is not a joke.
No,
internet is ridiculous.
Yeah, it can be 5 digits.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So.
Yeah, it is crazy. But like I said, other than that, other than a couple of games that are out or will be out, which is basically Killer Instinct and Injustice, I don't really see a big impact immediately for the fighting game community. Right? I mean, do you feel any differently?
Well, see, I've already prepared myself for next generation of fighting games, right? I got the Wii U, so I'm ready for Smash. That's all. They just put Mega Man in the game. As soon as that trailer came out, I'm like, well, it's that meme, the Fry picture, shut up and take my money. As soon as they put him there, I was like, that's it.
Dude, seriously, I'm looking forward to playing that a lot. I'm really looking forward to that.
So yeah.
So that's going to be something that I will play.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I mean, in terms of the other systems, obviously it'll just depend on when the games start coming out on the system, right?
Yeah.
Is the next Persona coming out on PS4?
Right.
And here's the other question. Will it also come out on... So, let's say it comes out for Xbox One and PS4. If it also comes out on the 360 and the PS3, it's probably not going to play any better or worse on either system.
Yeah.
So, in other words, if it comes out on both, all tournament organizers will still be buying it for the old system because that's what we're already running everything on.
Yeah, probably so.
It's probably going to take about maybe a year or two before we really start, unless Killer Instinct really takes off, right?
That's the big thing, yeah. If Killer Instinct really takes off, then, tournament organizers are going to have to buy X-Bones and I guess that's what everybody will play it on.
Some people did bring up Guilty Gear Xrd.
I was just gonna say, Xrd might be coming out for new ones. I have heard rumors, completely unsubstantiated, that Ultra Street Fighter 4 could come out for the new ones. Although I've heard that it wouldn't be exclusive to them.
Right, exactly. So
it's
that's
kind of an injustice situation. Right.
So if Xrd comes out for both, would one be particularly weaker than the other? See, that's the question. See,
you mean one generation?
Yeah, between the generations, right? So would Xbox One Xrd be significantly better? Would it play better than the other one?
Good question.
And if it doesn't, then it'll be a while before we shift over. Because it was a concern back in like the PlayStation 1's PlayStation 2 days and stuff like that. Maybe even PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. But nowadays, like, the difference between the consoles really is more feature-based and more, like, up and better graphics. And let's face it, fighting games are not known for the graphics, right? Xrd is very cel-shaded. Killer Instinct is probably the only one that I could see, actually making a difference on which console that it's running on. So that's the question.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's probably not going to be adopted or widespread, the new generation in the fighting game community for a while. I feel like that's going to take a little while. I mean, that's what happened actually in the previous generation, right? Like, we didn't all pick up 360s and PS3s immediately. We were playing on PS2 and Dreamcast
for a
until
long time.
Late 2000s.
And Agent 007, Agent J007 has said it's already confirmed that Xrd is going to be on PS3 and PS4.
There you go.
So there you go. Yeah, and I don't know, like. Like I said, Killer Instinct is going to be the big determining factor, right? And keep in mind, I'm waiting for an American company to really succeed with a fighting game. So I would love to see Killer Instinct do well, right? Because obviously Rich is already, they're working with it. They just streamed and recorded a bunch of stuff at Next Level, right? And, they've been super cooperative. They listen to the people, and they have this free-to-play model that's coming out for this. So there's a lot of interesting things like that. So I'd like to see them succeed because they're trying a lot of different things that I think can get a lot of people playing. So I feel like Killer Instinct is going to succeed financially, like
I would
almost
think so.
guaranteed, right?
I would hope so.
I think the game is going to do really well. I hope it can also succeed in the competitive market as well.
Oh, sure. So, yeah. I mean, those people have put a lot of time into the competitive side, not just into the everything else. So that would be nice. I'm rooting for them. I'm not going to get an Xbox One, so I'm not going to be spending them dollars, unfortunately.
I can support it in spirit.
Right.
That's the best I can do.
That's really the best I can do, man.
That's the best I can do.
Seriously. So, Did you hear about the Xbone not letting people mix and match countries and language?
Yeah, so if one of, like, let's say you moved to Germany.
Yeah.
And then you set it up to the German store, you have to speak German to the console.
So when you turn it on, it says, like, what language do you speak? And it gives you a list of, some languages, not terribly many, but I guess they're working on it. They're only releasing in so many countries.
Right.
And say I put my language as Italian, right? Then it gives you a list of the possible countries that you can be in.
Right.
It gives you Italy. Okay, like, so you can't be an Italian speaker in the U.S. So, that's not even a tech problem, okay?
Better learn your foreign languages if you're playing somewhere else.
That's not a technology issue. It's just a weird design choice.
Like, why?
That's it. That's one of who knows how many things that this console. I'm just like, what? So
what they should do, they should also make it so Kinect can understand sign language. So, that way you can talk to it that way, right?
Actually, why wouldn't they?
That would be sick.
Like, why wouldn't they let you do that?
That'd be sick. Actually, that'd be pretty.
I can imagine Xbox One being a pretty big deal for the blind for the deaf community. Actually.
Yeah. Well, actually, here's another question I was actually thinking about. The voice commands, how you can tell it Xbox on, Xbox off, and stuff like. Can you disable those?
Presumably, I would hope so. Because if you can't, then tournaments are going to be pretty tough.
Right. What if your friend is like watching you play and he's like, "Oh my God, my friend's losing. Xbox off!" And then the whole thing shuts down.
I feel like they must have thought of that. But at the same time, I feel like they must have thought of somebody being an Italian speaker who moved to the U.S., and I guess they didn't.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Oh, man.
That's all I got.
Next generation of consoles, man.
I went home recently to my parents' house and I played Super NES. I happened to play Super Mario World. I played
So good.
played a little bit of Link to the Past.
So good.
It was nice.
Yeah,
Plopped it in
those
there.
games.
I took the cartridge and I was like dunk, and then I went dunk, and then I was playing. Yeah,
on
Nintendo.
Yep. And of course, you were listening to Link to the Past music all day.
All day, and then at some point I got into, what else was I listening to like all day? Ocarina of Time music.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually pre-ordered the new Zelda game that's coming out on the 3DS. Which
Yeah,
looks so
dude.
sick,
I think I'm gonna buy a 3DS because I don't have one. I've been putting it off this whole time.
Why don't you buy a 2DS?
You know? Less functionality. Sounds like a great buy.
Oh man.
Dude, I like how there's like the next gen coming out now, and you just bought a Wii U, and I'm gonna buy a 3DS.
Know, right?
Like that's our console
Dude,
purchases.
Someone is trying to correct me on my knowledge of sign language. Apparently, there's a lot of different forms of sign language.
Yeah. There's an American Sign Language, and then there are different ones.
Okay.
There's like American Standard Sign Language.
Well, I know,
and
but
different
a lot of the symbols like that stand for words are similar, right? I mean,
I
I know
don't
there's the whole alphabet, sign language.
I don't know I don't know how they differ to be honest, but I know that there are different.
Okay.
I think that's about it. We should be signing off now. Coming up next on twitch.tv/iPlayWinner is the show that sucks with Hanzo and Harrison.
Yep. So tune in for that, guys. And in the meantime, thanks for tuning in to UltraChenTV.
Oh, by the way, we couldn't get it to work on Cross Tekken. Let's just say that.
Oh yeah. I tried for a long time and I couldn't get it to work, so I gave up.
So maybe no Proxioooohhhshi on Cross.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So, okay.
Bye now.
Peace.
10-9-8-7-6. Pick and choose the right one. Get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select